single mothers, I always say that we have to arm ourselves. So this morning, in my arming myself, working on my mental health, in my devotional with God, some things were revealed to me. So I know myself, and I know that when I am hungry, I am hangry. And it seems like I have the biggest attitude in the world. And it's not. I don't. Listen, it is my anxiety. Sometimes my anxiety comes off as an attitude. That's something that was revealed to me this summer about myself. And I thank God for that revelation because it's helped me as I interact with people that I'm in relationship with. So anyway, I know that when I'm hungry, that I am anxious. And it was revealed to me this morning in my devotional with God that anxiety is rooted in scarcity, in the food scarcity that I had as a child, because I'm wondering when my next meal is going to come. I feel like maybe I may not eat. I feel like things are out of control. And so I'm anxious, and that anxious comes off as an attitude sometimes. So I'm praying to God to help me heal through that. But what I really want to say is that as a child, my grandmother raised me, right? And by the time she raised us, she was a single mother at that time. And we had so much food scarcity as children. We went without things that we really needed. Sometimes there was no food. Sometimes the food was moldy and old. And many times it just wasn't enough. And so what I realize is that when I'm hungry and I feel like it's out of my control, I am triggered. So I'm working through that, y'all. But I do also want to say around the scarcity and hunger that I experienced as a child, I've talked to some of the adults in my family as a grown up, as me being an adult. And a lot of people say, oh, we didn't know. We didn't know y'all were going through that. Shame on y'all. Shame on every grown up that I ever came in contact with as a child. You knew I was smelly. You knew I had dirty clothes. You knew that we were hungry. There is no way as an adult that I can justify and say, oh, all these people didn't know how we were living. Shame on you. Check on these single mothers out here, because some of them are not okay. And if you see their kids looking with the look, they don't look well kept, probably because they're not. And I'm not saying you have to do something about it. Somebody should have called social services on my grandmother, to be honest, and we should have been taken away. I stand on that. And it's not okay. Check on the single mothers, because some of them are not okay. Some of these kids are not okay. And people are walking around with blind eyes like they don't see it. It's only by the grace of God that I am where I am. But there are so many children who will never make it, who will never be much of anything in life because of the way that they're living. And there are so many grown-ups that are watching and can do something about it and will not. Why? Because things will work themselves out. No child should have to go to bed hungry. No child should have to go to school hungry, smelly, waiting just to eat at school. It's not okay. And I'm getting so upset about it because I didn't know as a child that it was wrong the way that we lived. But I see now as a mom that it wasn't okay, that we shouldn't have been able to live like that. And nobody did anything about it. And all of our relatives that saw that are older, y'all are wrong. You turned a blind eye, but guess what? Guess what? God has called me to do some great things. So everything that I went through as a child is going to be worth it. And I'm going to change some lives. I'm going to save some kids out here. But I also know that my grandmother could not have been in her right mind with what she was dealing with, all of her children being in the streets and on drugs. But what I will say is that we have to arm ourselves, single mothers. Take care of your own mental health so that you can be the best version of yourself for yourself and for your children. because you are leaving a legacy behind, even if you don't want to. But you get to determine what that legacy is. That's why I'm so passionate about Single Mom Boss, because I want other single mothers who have experienced what I've experienced and who haven't. I just want single mothers in general to be able to empower themselves to manifest the life that they deserve and the lives that their children deserve to live.